Welcome to the channel. Welcome to Extreme Vlogs, everyone. If you're new to the channel, have no fear, because I am here and I'm ready to and I am the voice of reason, and I will lay at the smack it down candy punk on your ass if you disagree. So this right here is Smackdown Live from just a matter of yesterday, March 21st, 2017, where I rant on Smackdown Live. Now, most of the time, it's just going to be me talking about Smackdown Live, so just stay tuned for that. So, just like I did last night, I'm just going to go straight through the entire show from top to bottom. Okay. So, let's start off here. Okay. So let's start off with the most impactful thing that happened on SmackDown Live, in my personal opinion, in my personal estimation, and that is when AJ Styles tried to apologize to Shane McMahon, the commissioner of SmackDown Live. On paper, this seems like it would have been a flop. On paper, this seems like it would have been something tragic, awful, fragile, phony, cowardice. Seems like the writers turned it around, because it actually turned into an interesting segment. Shane McMahon attacks AJ Styles as soon as he gets into the ring. He starts beating the holy high hell out of him, teaching him a lesson about respect. AJ Styles obviously tries to fight back. He tries to honor his dignity by remaining fierce in this little brawl, this fight. More of attack-like, but AJ Styles had no chance, really. Shane McMahon continuously destroys him, pretty much, throws him to the outside of the ring, hits him with one of the monitors after the announce team continuously questioned what Shane McMahon was doing. He bounced one of the monitors off of his midsection and then places him onto the announce table. Now, most people were expecting the coast to coast, and that is exactly what prevailed. I am excited that this happened. AJ Styles went straight through the announce table. It makes both individuals going into WrestleMania look strong, look defiant, and look like they, I guess. This match right here would actually, in my personal opinion, should be a Falls Count Anywhere match or a hardcore match, or street fight, something different, because they're doing more with it. Shane McMahon's head going through a glass last week. AJ Styles going through an announce table this week. Phenomenal moments, educational moments for all the writers in the back. And also, most importantly, the story seemed like on paper that it wasn't going to be interesting, that it was going to be boring and stuff. But actually, at the end of the day, it's actually very, very interesting about how everything has transpired with story. I can't wait to see what's next with this, actually. The next little thing is something that is not as credible as the AJ versus Shane McMahon feud, which is crazy to say, but the situation with The Miz and Maurice acting as if they're John Cena and Nikki Bella, mocking them and everything. This is funny. It's entertaining. It has a quirky quirkiness to it. The Miz is an awful John Cena. Maurice is one hellacious beauty. She, in my opinion, looks better than Nikki Bella. I like my foreign ladies, really, though. But I have to say that this really, I mean, it builds the story up between the Maurice and the Miz's hatred towards Nikki Bella and John Cena. However, I don't really care. I don't really care about this feud. I don't see, any hatred towards The Miz. I don't see any hatred towards Maurice. If anything, I actually believe everything that they're saying. I believe everything that they are spewing off at the mouth, because everything that they are saying is actually truth. So actually, in this instance, I'm still hating on John Cena, because John Cena is being overbooked, overused, and it's not as much as he once was, because they're doing the same exact thing to Roman Reigns, but it's still on the top of the head kind of thing. So Bray Wyatt's situation, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton. Bray Wyatt is the current reigning and defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania, defending it against Randy Orton. The match should be incredible. The match should be a heartthrob. Their story has been all over the place. It's been exciting at weeks. It's been emotional at times. And right now, I'm conflicted. Who the hell are these new members of the Wyatt family? Who are these new people? Now, a few of them I recognize. Tyler Breeze was obviously one of them. Tyler Breeze, you're not a part of the Wyatt family, so go back to wherever it is that you are from. Maybe it's the Jobber Academy or something. I'm not necessarily sure yet. Eric Rowan looked like he was one of them as well. Eric Rowan, welcome back to the Wyatt family. I'm proud to announce that. As far as the rest of them, I don't want to see the Wyatt family continuously get bigger. I want to see the Wyatt family end. I want to see the story come to an end. Okay? Now, as Bray Wyatt as WWE champion, I want that to continue. I want that to flourish, due to the fact that Bray Wyatt should have been given this opportunity with a championship beforehand, long ago, and it would have actually made more of an impact now if this story progressed later, or him as champion progressed later. Randy Orton looks like he's the babyface in this. I would actually rather have Randy Orton as the heel. Randy Orton is a better heel than Bray Wyatt is, in my opinion. Right now, the fans want to cheer for Bray, but the audience is having mixed emotions due to the fact that Randy Orton is also a guy that they want to cheer. Randy Orton burned down Bray Wyatt's home. He supposedly murdered an already dead Sister Abigail. Randy Orton should be the heel. Bray Wyatt should be the babyface. Randy Orton should be attacking Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt should use, use a little bit of a psychology game to try to fulfill his memory by taking out Randy Orton. Now, so far, I'm bored with this story. At first, it was very entertaining, very shocking and such. But now it's just another story on the roster. You have the American Alpha defending the Tag Team Championships of Smackdown Live against the Usos. I thought this was going to be another predictable match where you have the Usos come out there and get beat soundly. These guys had a feud late last year, and it wasn't too bad. It was actually a pretty decent feud, but the feud didn't really take off. It sort of stopped and halted itself several times. And now going into 2017, it's March 2017 now, and the feud is back up and running. Usos won last week. Okay. And this week they got a tag team title opportunity. I can't even express myself more than enough that I was joyful when I seen that the Usos just captured the tag team championships. American Alpha are good, but what they've been doing on SmackDown Live has been making them look like the kings of the world. They're not the kings of the world. They need to be viewed as a team that can be beat, that can be stopped, that can be conquered, that can be just another team on the roster, pretty much. Now, not to say that they are another team on the roster, not to say that they are a team that should be used as like jobber territory, like Fandango and Tyler Breeze are, but we need to see them be able to be defeated by another team. Not just two random guys put together like Dean Ambrose and John Cena, but two actual guys that are an actual team. And that's the Usos, who actually did cheat to win. They cheated to win, and I think that's even better because it enhances their characters, and it makes them prolonged as heels. Makes their heel run actually seem like it means something. Okay, this is good. It might be bad though. WrestleMania time comes, but I'm thinking that's actually going to turn into something great as well. John Cena versus Fandango. I'm not even going to go into it too much. I'm just going to say that it's a complete and utter embarrassment to what this match actually had in it. The only good thing coming out of this match, it made John Cena and Nikki Bella look even stronger as a unit. Tyler Breeze and Fandango now look like complete and utter jokes. I don't agree with that booking decision, but on the other side, on the roster you have the superstars, you have the main event players, then you have the mid-card guys who are stuck in mid-card purgatory, and then you have the jobbers. Fandango and Tyler Breeze, as much as I would like for them to be mid-card guys, they are stuck in jobber territory. So this made perfect sense. The Becky Lynch versus Carmella thing, to be honest with you, I didn't even watch it. But I'm sure it was god-awful because this storyline is just all over the place. These ladies need more direction. And I would actually rather see something in concrete instead of just having random women show up. Who knows? Ivory could show up. Victoria could show up. Molly Holly, hell, she could even show up. Any woman of the past pretty much can show up. And, they might. Not to say that that's a correct decision, but you should showcase the women that you currently have instead of bringing back old ones. And the women that currently are on the thing are, I believe there's 5 women that are announced for the match. Just make it a 6-pack match. Make it a 6-pack women's match for the women's championship first for the Smackdown brand, and best woman wins. I guarantee you that a new champion will be crowned at WrestleMania for that championship. I'm just not necessarily sure who yet. Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt Randy Orton, he needs more of, he got the victory, obviously. Baron Corbin probably needed the victory just a little bit more. So that's all I'm going to say about that match. And then obviously with the Usos talking all that smack, all that trash about how they're the tag team champions now, they have to realize that they've beaten the American Alpha twice, 2 weeks back to back, but they have had trouble in the past beating this particular team. And I believe that that's going to come back to haunt them as the weeks progress. I'm also going to talk real quick about 205 Live. Just a few things off that since I'm doing pretty good, I think, on time. So Akira Tawaza defeats a local competitor. That right there is predictable. You need to build Akira Tawaza up for his probable match with the Brian Kendrick at WrestleMania as one of those extra bonus matches. Akira Tawaza is a good competitor. He's a tremendous athlete, and him going over the local competitor is perfect. I hope that he destroys Brian Kendrick, though. Brian Kendrick beating TJ Perkins the other night just pissed me off, and I want Brian Kendrick to suffer now. Speaking of the TJ Perkins, he defeated Tony Nese in a fantastic match. Tony Nese has been sort of this guy that is a great athlete, is a great competitor, but is not getting any opportunities as of late, and is sort of being stuck in that mid-card to jobber territory. And it's not a thing that you actually want for anyone. We also had Austin Aries and Neville have this little talk. It was more like a screaming battle of who could say the best promo. Austin Aries obviously won that, but these two guys are fantastic on the mic. Right here, both these athletes trying to outdo each other and trying to perform at their absolute best. I enjoy that, and I want to see more of that. And Neville just destroying Mr. Ali, Master Afi, yeah. Predictable, but the match itself was incredible. Ali is just, he's a top athlete that has God's God-given ability, and he flew around that ring, and him himself and Neville put on a tremendous contest. I'm happy that he lost, though, because you sort of still need to keep your champion Neville strong going into WrestleMania against Austin Aries. If you don't do that, then it sort of defeats the whole entire purpose. So that's my review for SmackDown Live and even the 205 Live, the Cruiserweight show. I'm going to check if there's any comments. There may not be. There might be. Ooh, let my pour yourself and for me. All right. That shuts off. Oh, we do have some comments from Mr. What's his name? I don't know why that stupid thing is like that. All right. No. All right. So, I'm going to move this way. And then we're going to move this. Now we have two people watching it. All right. If you have any questions for me, just put them in the comment section below. I'll get to them in a second. All right, we'll put this over here. And all right. So Mr. Roberts has 4 comments that he's posted so far. If anybody else has comments, or if Mr. Roberts has another comment, just leave it in the comment section below. So Mr. Roberts says, hey, and I say, well, hello there, Mr. Roberts. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're enjoying the video. The video's almost over, but I hope you enjoyed it. Mr. Roberts asked, if one person was traded to Raw, who would it be? I would have to say one person. Well, I would say a team that would be traded from SmackDown to Raw would have to be the team of Maurice and The Miz. I know that Maurice and The Miz are currently feuding with John Cena and Nikki Bella, but I think there's better things out there for The Miz. I know that there is better things out there for The Miz, and I want to see more direction and focus with The Miz after WrestleMania. He would be a perfect guy to, feud with some guys that are not on WrestleMania, that's on Raw. He would. I don't know what the noise was. He'd be another great competitor to fight some guys that are just not showcased in the right way. So I would say The Miz and Maurice. Mr. Roberts says, do you think at WrestleMania the Usos will lose their titles to the Hardys or Gallows and Anderson? The Usos will not lose their championships to Gallows and Anderson. The titles are going to remain separate. They're not going to unify these tag team championships. And if they do, that's going to be years and years down the road. The Usos are not going to take on Gallows and Anderson. Gallows and Anderson at WrestleMania will be taking on both Enzo and Cass and Cesaro and Sheamus, which, as good as that match is or will not be, I think the Usos have a big chance to make history by taking on American Alpha and hopefully a 2 out of 3 Falls Count match, Falls Count Anywhere match. And I could possibly see them losing the belts back to American Alpha, but I do not see the Hardy Boys capturing the championships. And the Hardys are a good team, and they're the current reigning and defending Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, which means they will not be appearing at WrestleMania or anytime in the near future. But I would say later this year, when their contract with Ring of Honor expires, or whenever it expires, the next year or the year after that or whatever it is, then you might see that type of duo match happen. Mr. Roberts then says, even Jacqueline can show up, take the Women's Championship and the Cruiserweight title. That's very true. Jacqueline's another option to do that. She would be the first woman, Hall of Famer woman, to come back and win the Women's Championship. Or, any title like that. But, I think they should just keep it with the women that they currently have. Too many surprises boggles down the actual talent that you already have, so why do that? Reckless Rich then says, I think the Usos are better as a babyface, by the way. I disagree. I mean, I think they're good, but I don't think they're great. There's a fine line when it comes to that, because I think that they're a team that are good no matter what they do or how they do it. But in this situation, I think that the Usos basically are better with their promos as a heel tag team due to the fact that they just run their mouths about whatever they see fit. And they really speak their mind. They've cut some good promos and been very educational towards some of the other teams and situations that they were put in. And I think they're very good at being heels. As babyfaces go, they're all right, but they got still after a while. And if they become babyfaces again, I would actually like for them to do something different with the Usos. Reckless Rich also says, are the CM Punk chants annoying you because they are annoying me? I overlook them. I personally don't care about the CM Punk chants as much as a lot of other people do. I think that they can be annoying. And, a lot of the time, a wrestling show is characterized by 3 different things. And that's by the storytelling, by the wrestling, and by the audience. And sometimes if the audience just plain and simply sucks by chanting CM Punk all the time, then it turns out the show actually gets a thumbs down by multiple people. I try to avoid the negative reaction. And if I'm in the ring, or if I'm in the arena with some idiots like that, I try to take them out before the show happens. But as far as, listening to them, yeah, they can become annoyance very, very quickly. But I try to avoid that at any and all cost. Mr. Robert says I meant who would the Hardys beat? Oh, okay. I think I would actually rather see the Hardys take on the Usos due to the fact that it's 2 brotherly teams, and we haven't seen anything like that. I mean, the Hardys and the Dudleys have something similar to that, if that does happen, because the Dudleys, one of their first teams that they took on were the Usos. So I could very well see that happening. I would actually like to see that happen, the Hardys versus the Usos. Mr. Roberts says, I heard the Hardys have a short contract at Ring of Honor, but who knows? It might be a short term. I think it's really jumpy to crown them the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions soon as you sign them. Isn't that a little demeaning to all the other talent that Ring of Honor has to offer? I mean, it could be demeaning. It could be very hateful in some places as well. But I think it's an opportunity sometimes for the other guys to step up. And I don't know if you know this, but Bully Ray is also a champion in Ring of Honor right now, too. He's a six-man tag team champions with the Briscoe brothers, who are fantastic at winning tag team titles. And they're a very good team. So, odd team in the Briscoes and Bully Ray, but I think I like it. But you know, if it's a short-term contract, who knows? After WrestleMania, maybe closer to SummerSlam, we could possibly see the Hardy Boys back in the WWE. Reckless Rich says, "Who do you think is the most underrated wrestler?" Most underrated wrestler. I'm going to assume that you're talking about nowadays. I would say my top underrated wrestler currently going has to be Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is the type of performer that he can wrestle with the best of them. He can wrestle with the worst of them. He makes them both look equally as respected and equally as good as the others. He's just as good as Bret Hart once was. He's just as good as Shawn Michaels once was. I know that's taking a risk there by saying those comments, but I believe with all my heart, with all my passion, that Sami Zayn is the most underrated wrestler right now in the WWE. He hasn't won a championship since being called up. He should have, but he hasn't. And he's fought people like Braun Strowman, for goodness sake. He's fought Braun Strowman. He's put on tough matches with some of the biggest, toughest, stinkiest mother effing men in the wrestling organization, the WWE, and still he has yet to possess a championship. So I would say he's the most underrated wrestler right now in the WWE. Is there any more comments out in this land of YouTube? All right. It appears not. All right, so we are going to. I am going to. I'm going to get the hell off of here. Okay. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just remember, if you're new to this channel, have no fear, because John Woods is here, and I'm ready to make an impact and make it raw, uncut, uncensored, and deliberately able to lay it the smack it down on all your candy punk asses. And not just because I can, but because it is the best thing for business. We have a comment that came out of nowhere. Reckless Rich just said, "This is an unpopular opinion, but I wish Raven would have seceded." Would have seceded. Well, Raven would have been a good secession. I personally believe that Raven is a guy who is underrated. I'm guessing that you believe that Raven is the most underrated wrestler. So, if you believe that Raven is the most underrated wrestler, you're almost right. Raven was used right in ECW for a little bit, but he had so much more he could have done. WWE, Raven was more like a laughing stock. He was like an Al Snow, a Steve Blackman, Perry Saturn type of guy. where he was just there to make others look really well. And Raven has a type of character like The Undertaker, an ominous type character, that he could have been one of the best. WCW, he was looked up actually as an upper mid-card guy, feuding with the likes of Goldberg and others, and fantastic character in WCW. WCW probably did him the best. Impact Wrestling didn't do him too bad either, but they lacked in some categories as well. I would say Raven, I wish that Raven would have succeeded as well. Anyways, with all that being said, talking about Raven, talking about the WWE, talking about Shane McMahon taking AJ Styles through the announce table with his coast-to-coast elbow drop. All of this excitement and more contained within this video. So, if there's no more comments, I'm going to go ahead and sign off right now. Oh, we have definitely another comment out of nowhere. Okay, so Reckless Rich said definitely because he was that damn good. No, that's Rob Van Dam. Raven is he's just good. He's not damn good. Let's see. No, that's fine. I'm not prejudiced, just against you commenting. And it's safe to say he was the original Bray Wyatt, and his promos were just fantastic. I wouldn't say he's the original Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt's his own little character. Bray Wyatt's his own little thing. Because, you could go back years before, and there's characters that certain other characters. So what you would say, well, that is the first of this. No, that's the first of him. It's just, they have similar characters, but Raven's more of a gothic, hardcore type of character, where he goes out there and he's fantastic on the mic, dark, abrasive type character that will do anything to make the crowd pop, pretty much. If that means bleeding, or if that means, saying a particular verse, or anything. Bray Wyatt, and they do have very good similarities because of the Flock and the Wyatt family, but I would say they're two different things altogether. They're very similar, but two different things altogether. I like Bray Wyatt a little bit more than I like Raven. But that's just my personal opinion. Anywho, I am going to sign off now if there's no more comments. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, if you're new to the channel, have no fear, because I'm ready to make an impact. And it's going to be raw, uncut, uncensored, and it's all as real as it gets. Because I'm always available to make an impact on your candy punk ass, and that starts right effing now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you also did, share this video, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care. Spike your hair. Live life to the fullest, and remember, pro wrestling is real.